G'day guys, Diesel and Zach here from Getting Around Oz, Camper Trailer Travelling. Thanks for joining us. What just happened then, Zach?
The drone was flying by itself and it got stuck in a tree.
Flew into the tree and actually got stuck in a tree, so I've just literally climbed the tree about 4 meters up and managed to get the drone up and threw it down to Zach, and Zach dropped it, but it's still good. Anyway, coming up today's video, we got a bit going on. So what do we got, Zach? So we got four-wheel driving.
Fishing.
Yep. Camping. We've got a new air swag we're going to try out. What else?
So we're going to do a video on that.
Yep.
The air swag.
Yep. Campfire.
Yep.
We're going to cook on the campfire as well, aren't we?
Cook marshmallows.
Yep.
And steak if we don't catch any fish.
Maybe. And we're also there's some four-wheel driving trucks around where we are now. So a bit going on this one. Pretty excited about it. I hope it's going to be a good one for you. Grab yourself a drink, grab a seat. Hope you enjoy it. Cheers. It's really nice. This is really cool. Camp hosts are amazing. So it actually rained most of the night. I can't say I got much sleep. Thought he'd have a crack, and well, what's happened here, Zach?
What's stuck in the tree?
Here he goes. He's up on that snag. Just about there. Come down there and show them the mattress.
Yep, it's all wet.
Yeah. There's kangaroos up ahead, mate.
Kangaroos?
See it?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah, over on the right there as well, there's heaps of kangaroos.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kangaroo.
So basically what happened before was, so anyone who's got a DJI air-to-air drone, there's a setting you can use which is called point of interest. And what that does is it does its own thing and sort of creates different modes and views for you. And I watched it, like literally there's a big 5-meter tree right next to me, and it just went straight into the tree and actually lodged itself in the bloody top branch. So I managed to scale what was a fairly old tree, but looks of it, I'm pretty happy it didn't give way under my weight, but managed to get him out. And she's still flying, so it's all good. So anyway, basically what you do is, in this spot here, I'll go through the details once we get set up and all that sort of stuff. You get to the front gate there before you actually have to enter the property as such, and you actually give them a call to let them know you're here, so they'll actually hang around there and wait for you. And it's at that same point where you got to air down, and they recommend 15 psi, which is what we've done. So it tells me might be a couple of challenges. We just heard someone on the radio saying they were actually stuck, and ask for help, so we'll see what's going on up here. And
Yeah, there's someone up here because I recognise the girl's voice.
yeah, someone was just in front of us in a camper trailer. So anyway, we'll get in here and we'll say good day, and we'll probably check back with you once we've actually set up. Rightio, we're just heading in now. Just as we're driving in, both the directions are get to reception, honk your horn. But just before we got there, was another guy here. His name's Dave. He's just come in, said good day, and just checked in and sort of asked us where we'd like to camp, what type of location we're after. And obviously we said we want to try and catch some fish, and he's just guiding us in there now. So it's a fairly big property here. The tracks are pretty gentle. 15 psi is a bit of overkill. Rightio, so we're here, and it's really nice. This is really cool. Camp hosts are amazing. Basically, you can pick wherever you want to go, but they sort of, you know, try and tailor something to your liking. And here we are. Here you can see the river, which is fresh water. So in summer, this would be really cool to have a bit of a dip for the kids, and maybe grabbing the tubes and going for a bit of a float would be pretty cool. So anyway, so anywhere along the river is fine. Basically, I think it says like 150 acres or something like that. And we just sort of found a spot here away from that big bloody tree over there, and I think we reckon, Zach, we're going to set up around here.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And this is one of those rivers where you can just sort of hear the slight trickle in the background. It's almost like kind of like a tap running, but a bit nicer, clearly. And you know, got a bit of info off him. He did say there was some four-wheel driving tracks around here as well. So getting a bit late in the day, so we're going to have to get into gear here and get set up and get sorted out. And then once we do that, I think we'll have to get the fire going, because we're going to actually cook dinner on the fire tonight. Alright, you want a light one?
Yeah. Light it? Can I light one?
Just make sure you don't burn yourself. When you light it, you've got to drop it, okay?
So
Oh.
Now what, she?
Sure.
Yes. Yep.
That's it, that should be enough. Right, how you going on your fish there?
I just started.
Did you?
I felt something again. Yeah, there's still
That's it. Yep, flip it over. And just check the line's clear. Yeah, you got it. Yep. Oh, perfect. So just a word of advice, if you come here, they do recommend using lures as opposed to bait. But we didn't know that before we got here. It would have been nice if they had to mention it, but alrighty, so we've got the fire going up there at the moment. We're actually going to let that burn down. Actually want some coals there so we can actually cook on the hot plate. So that's the desire tonight. So it's probably going to be another half an hour or so before we can actually get any dinner on, mate. And it's getting obviously fairly dark here now. I've got the light, so apologies I wasn't able to sort of show you more around the camp and the setup, but I'll just I guess I'll have to show in the morning. I'm just going to let the fire burn down a little bit here now and start getting food ready. And something I haven't done yet is pour myself a bloody drink, so I better get on and do that. But Zach's loving it down there, just having a bit of a fish. And you're good? Wouldn't be a bad idea to throw some bait in the water, mate.
That's what I just got.
Oh, good idea. So anyway, we'll start getting dinner ready here now. We'll check back with you like when the fire's burned down and we're ready to proceed to the next stage. Noisy birds, eh? Whoa. Bloody lights a bit bright, eh? Rightio, so ready to chuck the food on here now. And what we've got here is, just want to show on the camera down here, mate, is delicious pork belly strips. So let's go over here, mate. All good. There's obviously pros and cons to Jarrah for firewood, but if it's coals that you're looking for, it just takes forever. Unfortunately, it's a bit later than would have liked. Yeah, so Jarrah bloody burns forever, and it burns really slowly, which is great, but it's taken us a while to get some coals here now. Unfortunately, the flames are still a bit high. It hasn't quite worked out as I wanted, but we can't wait tonight, can we, Zach?
No.
Want to get a close-up of the food? Look at that. Oh, here he comes.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Oh, yeah. All right, mate, what are you going to have with this?
Chips?
Nah, no chips.
No.
No air fry this trip.
No, then what are we going to bring?
I've got...
The other chips?
Hey?
The other chips?
Oh, like sour cream chips?
Yeah.
Nah. So what we're going to do, mate, is I've got some strawberries, some tomatoes, some mushrooms.
Yep.
And I've got some potato salad for me, because you don't like potato salad, do you?
Nah.
Nah. Rightio, so the meat's come along well. It's actually cooking pretty well, because obviously the fire's pretty bloody hot, which is fantastic, because we're pretty hungry. But I'll start preparing all the bits and pieces and get ready to plate up, because this looks bloody delicious. Which ones you want? You can pick.
That one and that one.
That one and that one?
Yeah.
Done. Alright, so hold your plate still. I'm going to chuck it on there.
Yep.
There's one. Oh,
Yep.
This is mega. Do you want me to cut them up for you, make it a bit easier?
Yes, please.
So, what if I cut it up in bits for you, make it easy for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so what's on your plate there, mate? Talk me through it.
So, I have strawberries, mushrooms, tomatoes, aioli, and the pork.
Yeah.
We'll cut up pork. And Dad, what do you have?
Potato salad. You want to show on the camera on it?
Yeah.
Potato salad, aioli, and the pork there. Yummo.
So this one's mine, and this one's Diesel's. I forgot your name for a sec.
Well, I'm Dad
Well,
to you.
your nickname.
I'm Dad to you, aren't I?
Yeah, but
Right,
today...
I can't see you to cut it, man.
Oh. For those facing into you.
Nah, it's alright. So anyway, I think that's probably us done for the night here now. We're going to sit down and enjoy this food, because it looks delicious and it's a bit later than we would have preferred, that's for sure. And I'll tell you what, if you want to get to know your 8-year-old, sit around the campfire and start asking some questions about life, and you get all sorts of stories, which are great. So anyway, we're just going to enjoy some father-son time now and sit back and enjoy the bush TV, and we'll check in with you in the morning. Well, good morning. Things have changed here, as you might have noticed, and as you can probably hear. Step out here, and yeah, it's bloody raining. So it actually rained most of the night. I can't say I got much sleep. So obviously I've learned a little bit about the swag. She it's definitely very roomy in there. Like, it's the first swag that I've sat in to actually sort of sit up, and it's heaps of clearance, and we were quite warm all night, so we haven't been cold, that's for sure, even though today's a bit fresh. We did get a bit wet in there, and I'll chuck up some pictures now of well, about 5 o'clock I noticed there was some water sort of starting to, I guess the mattresses were starting to soak, and see a bit of water coming through there, and from that point on I didn't sleep too much because I was worried about Zach getting too close to it and getting wet. Our protective mode kicked in.
Dad.
Yeah, mate.
That could
Full of water there, right?
That could all drop on the ground.
That's alright.
If it stays there, then all of that could drop on the pan.
Nah, it won't go through. This will hold it.
Oh, it's on the other side.
Yep.
I thought that was in this side.
Nah, it's on top there. See it?
Oh.
It's a bit confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that bit there, yep, that's on the other side, see?
Oh.
Push it out and it's all coming out through there. In the car there. Whoa. Whoa. Fun, isn't it? So, it wasn't supposed to rain here until probably around lunchtime or late morning, and then the afternoon was when it was supposed to rain, and I was sitting there in the fire last night just after Zach went to sleep, and Anita sent me a message, or a message came through. I say that because even though I'm with Telstra, the reception here is not great and patchy, and you sort of have random messages pop through here and there, and she was saying it's going to start raining tonight about 11 o'clock and raining most of the night. So that was a complete surprise, but thankfully, knowing that, I had a chance to just do a quick pack away, pack everything up. So nothing's gotten wet except the inside of the swag, but I'll probably show you a bit more about that later. And we actually had I know about half an hour before we actually got up and had a look around, so that gave me a chance to get the annex here all set up. So now we've got some cover, which is nice. I would have been a bit upset if I had to wake up and would have had to do this in the rain. So anyway, we're going to cook some brekkie now, mate. What do you reckon, Zach? So we're going to cook some bacon egg muffins. So got my old bloody kitchen set up here now. I'll cook up in a second. Ooh, try not to go ass up here. The stream is bloody beautiful, hey, it's really nice here. It's not too deep at the moment, it's probably maybe shin deep. We're up the hill there, which is nice, and the swag, I actually put on a bit of a lean this morning, so there was no risk of us waking up in a puddle this morning, which was just an accident really. This is actually the first time we've ever, well, clearly we've camped in the rain before with the camper trailer, but I've never done this in a swag before. I never had to hang it under the awning before in rain, so that's a first. So learned quite a few things here, and at this point, unless something else happens unless something else happens today, it's likely the title of the video had something to do with camping in the rain, and that's maybe a chance that you've actually jumped on and checked out the video. So I'll try and cover a few experiences for you, because I think there's maybe a few things to learn, and fortunately we're fairly prepared. Grab plenty of warm clothes, which was nice. Change of clothes, so we don't smell like bloody campfire smoke at the moment. But once I get brekkie sorted out here now, I'll cover off a bit more the camp stuff here and how it works. enough. All right, and just give this a quick pull to make sure it's not going to come out. Well, just a little bit, Zach, just a little bit. That's a lot. All right, now what you do is tighten up a little bit, go twang twang. If it goes twang, it means it's just nice and tight enough. Rightio, while I'm cooking up brekkie here for us this morning, I'll give you a bit of a rundown of this spot here. So it's called Eagle Ridge. Now I found it scrolling through wiki camps as I do whenever I'm looking for somewhere. I might just scroll certain areas around sort of WA or within driving distance, and there's so many in there. Hey, like I spend a lot of time looking through the maps there, and I always find something I miss, which is cool. You know, always looking for somewhere different. But I'll chuck up on the screen there now this one here for you. So to book this one, basically when you're on the Wikicamps app, there's a phone number on there to call. It's not a website or anything like that, which is nice. I actually like to talk to people rather than try and communicate through websites and links and all that sort of stuff. So I called them up, and they gave me a call back after a little while and gave me a bit of a rundown. So it's $15 a night for adults or $8 for kids, so $23 for us for the night here. Now they own this side of the river and someone else owns the other side of the river, which is pretty nice. And booking it was fairly simple. So paying for this one, you can either pay cash when you get here or pay via direct deposit, which is what I did because I don't ever bloody carry cash around with me. And then once you're booked in, they send you an email with all the details on there, and I'll chuck up some now. So there's one sort of explaining, you know, all the do's and don'ts of the website. The do's and don'ts of the area and the sites themselves, which is handy. Requirement was to make sure you bring a fire extinguisher and a toilet. There is no facilities here at all. It is bush camping, so just be aware of that. Fires you're allowed to have from 6 till 10. It was either 6 till 10 or 6 to 11.
6 to 11.
6 to 11 was it? And they ask that you bring your own fire pits and try and keep them off the ground. Yeah, there was another link there as well explaining the tracks and how to get here. They actually supply with the Google link as well, which is super handy. All I did was follow that, and there was a sign, you know, sort of saying, well, pointing us where to go really. And then once we got in here, they definitely go out of their way to try and make life easier for you. It was a really big hill we drove down, and probably wouldn't have shown up that well on the camera.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
It's hard to like get it.
Yeah, it doesn't really show, does it?
No.
I'm pretty happy at this point that we didn't bring the camper trailer, because trying to get up that today with it, yeah, with it wet and muddy.
Because if it's wet and muddy, it's more chance that we're going to get blocked.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I would get up there, but we'll tackle that when the time comes. I'm not sure if I said last night either. This is actually on the Moore River, so it's, well, for us it was about an hour's drive up here. We live in the northern suburbs of Perth, but maybe an hour and a half if you're coming somewhere in the city there to get up here. It was fairly easy, and again with the Google directions I made it pretty easy to find here. Rightio, turn the GoPro on for this one. Just had some brekkie and Zach's seen some fish swimming past and thought he'd have a crack, and well, what's happened here, Zach?
Got the rod stuck in the tree.
Oh, I don't know if well, I don't think we're going to get that undone. Hopefully you can pick up the camera. Don't pull it just yet. There we go, so he's up on that snag. Just about there.
Did you see the fish?
I didn't see the fish, mate, but I seen you caught the tree. Careful, doesn't flip back. Way!
Caught something!
Oh, caught a tree. Well, that's good news, because we should be able to pull the hook out of it.
Oh.
We got one, mate.
We got something! Yay!
Here we go.
Gee, that hook's really in there.
There we go.
Goodbye, dog.
There we go. Right, how do we go, Zach?
Quite nothing.
No good. So at this point, it's a bit of a challenge to try and work out how I'm going to pack up this swag, and I'll show you as I'm doing it, because with the air swag it comes in two separate parts. The mattress actually pulls out of it and the rest of it's all deflates, but in the day I guess it's going to get wet either way, isn't it? So if I get a break in the rain in a minute, I'll open him up and I'll show you where it got wet as well, in case you're interested in, in the day, like the bottom of the swag. As you can see, the lining in the bottom there is really good, so there's no problems there, but it's kind of the zip along the bottom there has got in. Ultimately, with this here, it gets wet enough, it just soaks through on the inside, and that's kind of what happened in the day. It all sort of runs down and starts to pull down there, and it starts to go in through like there. You can see obviously just above that there's fine, but in there, that's where it's actually soaking through, getting the mattress wet. But having this here was really handy. At least I was able to get my feet out on there before I had to step in mud, which was nice. I am going to do a review on this swag because it is a bit different, a bit unique. When you're in there, I can actually sit up, no worries at all, and you don't have problems with sagging, because like the air goes up here, straight down there again. That's pretty strong. It was quite a windy night last night as well, and that's sort of something I was sort of thinking about was, a bloody, anything sort of blow up in the wind. Obviously it blows around a bit, but this thing here was stable as, so there was no worries there. It's just more the bloody water getting in. But again, there's so much bloody room in here. Now something else, which is like a camp in the rain type of thing. Now these shower tents, you can get some like this, or you can get some with a roof on them, and clearly the ones with a roof on them would mean you can have a shower or go to the toilet without getting wet. I did notice as well, because the Pajero Anita uses as a runabout for work. Basically she works on the road, so she's always using this one, and there's actually an umbrella in there, so if it got to a point where one of us had to go and it was raining, prop up the umbrella there and have a quiet moment. Film down there and show them the mattress.
Yep, it's all wet.
Yep.
And on the other side too.
Yep. Alright, as you can see here, this is satched, and looks like it's all coming through this little bit here, which is obviously below the zip and sort of below any of these sort of covers or water runoffs. But then again, how often are you camping in the rain like this? You probably don't plan it, but if it gets stuck,
This will happen.
Yeah, most of the middle area is fine.
But the outside of the mattress isn't.
Get the pillows out of it.
Is the camera just gone crazy? Oh.
There we go.
It's so floppy. What? You killed it.
Did I?
Yeah. Because it's...
You filming it?
Seriously, bro. You're kidding me.
Alright, that's us done here now. Just add up. And just as we finish up here, I think like it's like clearly it didn't go as planned for us, and the weather snuck up on us. The spot is really good. Like if the weather's good, like last night and yesterday, it was magic. It was really, really cool. And you know, been able to spend a week in there, or a couple of days, even 2 or 3 days, and you know, it's a fairly big area you could explore, but obviously we didn't check out that much more because we'd had a gutful. And it's gotta say, it's all bloody clear skies at the moment, and everything, all the weather's looking good, so just didn't go our way this time, but we got out, we had a crack, and we'll get home now, and got a bit of drying out to do ourselves, and obviously with the gear, all that sort of stuff. And I hope you enjoyed it. I did the best I could with what we had, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Anyway, Diesel here, Zach here for Getting Around Oz, Camper Trailer Travel. We'll see you in the next one. We'll get it set up now, and we'll check back in with you when we're all set up.